Badass business owners, welcome to another episode of the Local Small Business Coach Podcast, where each episode we work on getting you to $100,000 in take-home pay. So if you're all ready to boost your profits, increase your sales, improve your processes, and develop stronger teams so you can stop living job to job, then let's dive in. Hey, badass business owners. Welcome back to the Local Small Business Coach Podcast. How's everybody doing? I know you're doing good. And for those of you that are new to the show, welcome. You know what? What's been really fun is watching our numbers grow. More and more people coming in. And even better, most of them are staying. Yay! We're building our own little badass tribe. I love it. The more, the merrier. The more people we help, the more people we tell. And I appreciate those of you that are out there telling other people to take a listen to the show. I love it. Well, as you know, today's Thursday, so we're going to take on a question. Now, this question actually came to me a different way. I was moved by it, which is why I want to do this episode on it. Someone had put a question. I saw this question out there. Somebody was wanting to be, not that they were wanting. They had started a local small business, and they were getting frustrated. And one of the questions that they threw out there, is it possible to build this business and still work a full-time job, work 40 hours somewhere else? And it really struck home to me because, you know, a lot of you, there are a few of you that are trying to build your business while at the same time you have another business and you haven't quite made that leap 100%. Some of you did that in the past. Right now you're full-time with your business, but you weren't before you started off. And, you know, and I'm going through it right now today because I have the full-time gig that I do during the day, and I'm trying to build this coaching business for local small business owners. So I'm kind of going through it now myself at the same time. And maybe that's why it resonated with me at that moment. And I think it's twofold. One, because I'm going through it currently, but I also know there's a lot of other people that are going through it. And when I talk, I've got a course that talks about people trying to start a local small business. So I get information and not phone calls, but I get emails from them also asking the same kind of question. How do you do this? I mean, and I help people here locally in my town that have full-time businesses that pay the bills, and they also are trying to build this other business so that they can get away from the rat race and they can start becoming their own boss. So, you know, you can be in various stages of that local small business and it's still being an issue for you. So I thought I would open that one up and talk about it a little bit. Because here's the thing. You absolutely can build a local small business while being full-time employed somewhere else. Now, with that said, let's get the elephant out of the room. Are you going to be able to do one that's two full-time businesses? Certain people can. It depends on your life. You know what? When I first got into real estate, I had a local small business that I worked full-time in. I probably worked 50 hours at my ice cream shop, and then I would flip between that and real estate, which I did full-time at the same time because that's where the money was coming in, trying to help me support my store. So yeah, you can. But you know what? I had some 90-hour weeks. I worked 7 days a week. I was tired. And you know what? My family didn't see me. People didn't see me. So yes, can you do it? Absolutely. Do I recommend it? No. Are there seasons in our life where it's the only option for us? Yes. And you have to do that. But for the vast majority of you, you don't have to do it that way. I know people that have two full-time jobs just to be able to get out of debt. It has nothing to do with the local small business. So motivation will be a huge part as to how much time and energy you put in it. But with that said, for most of you, if you've got a 40-hour work week and you're trying to build your other business, it's not that you need to work 40 hours. It's what you do in the hours, whether it's 5 hours, 10 hours, 20, 25, 40, whatever. It's what you do during that time. You've got to learn to manage your time. So depending upon what type of business that you're doing will dictate what time. I had a brick and mortar business. I had to keep it open. I didn't have enough employees. So yes, I had to work lots of hours. There's a sign on the door saying I need to be open. But if you're doing a pool cleaning business, a cleaning business, handyman, something like that, you can work around a lot of those hours. You can work on those things at night, on the weekends. Maybe you've got a second shift. Maybe you work the all night shift or 3 to midnight shift, and you can do that kind of work in the morning. You can go home, go to bed, get up at 7, and from 7 to 3, you're a in your new local small business. So there's different ways to do it. Sometimes you have to figure out how to work around that. If you have an 8 to 5 kind of job, 9 to 5 kind of job, then guess what? Yeah, you're going to hang up your I don't know what you're going to hang up, but you're going to, take off that hat and you're going to turn around and work on your other business in the evening. And it's no different than people that have an online business at home, or somebody who's trying to get an Amazon store or Etsy store or whatever. You know what? At night, they're working on that business. If you've got the type of business you've chosen to be in will play into it. Absolutely. People aren't going to want you to come clean their pools at 3 a.m. Yeah, you're going to have a little bit more difficulty with that. But if you have a Monday through Friday job and all day, Saturday and Sunday, you're doing your landscaping, your pool cleaning, your whatever, you know what? You absolutely can build that business. It really comes down to what's in your heart. It really comes down to how bad do you want it? If you think that you're going to be able to do it in 5 hours, you can, but it's going to be very slow. Don't get mad when you're months down the road and you're not where you really truly want to be. But that's okay. That doesn't mean that you can't do it. And for those of you that are out there right now, that are struggling with this, going, I'm not getting anywhere in this business, I want you to take a step back. There's probably a reason you're not. How well are you using your hours? Are you just, kind of sitting there going, wishing and dreaming and going, oh, I really should do this? Or are you out there making it happen? Are you doing it? Are you scheduling? Are you time blocking? Are you making sure that during every hour when you're not at the dedicated job that you have to do you have it budgeted as to when you're going to go work on these businesses? Do you have a scheduling where you schedule people during those times and you make sure that that's where your openings are and that's where you're going to be? It's funny. Something just popped into my head. I was sitting down doing a coaching session with somebody the other day, actually. And one of the things is they're trying to do 2 full-time jobs. They've got a job and they actually have 2 businesses because they have one business that they own and they're trying to start another business. And so in which case they'll have 2 local small businesses. And what was interesting is one of the big themes that we kept talking about is you can't chase 2 rabbits because you don't catch either. That's a Chinese, some proverb that's out there. And I really believe in that because I have to remind myself of that all of the time. And here's what happens is when if the other business he could check it out and leave it at the door, then yeah, absolutely. Because then at least he knows his time blocking. You know what? These are the hours I give to this job. And then the rest of my hours are given to this other job. You can do it. There's people out there doing it all the time. I bet you some of you already do it, or someone who's doing it. So if you're having to work and you're getting discouraged because it seems like all of your time is being taken by your full-time job, I get it. I do it all day. Myself, what I'm going through. Trust me, when I'm doing the business that pays the bills, all I can think about, let me step back, not all I can think about. When I have those moments, when I'm not all in on dealing with my current customer or client who's in front of me, when I'm doing the busy work of that job, trust me, my mind is going, I would love to go work on this, or I'd love to go work on this training video I want to put together, or, I want to go work on this podcast episode I want to do. Yeah, it's difficult because my brain goes in and out between the 2 all of the time. Sometimes when I sit down to work on projects for the coaching business, my brain goes to, oh my God, I totally forgot to do X, Y, and Z. I've got to follow up with this customer or client. So my brain is constantly going between the 2. So I get it. If you're trying to do that right now today, if you're trying to build your local small business while having another paying gig, I get it. It is difficult, but you will get there because ultimately what you want to do is you want to build the second business up to a point where you can either back down and work less hours at your current paying gig to the point where it's comfortable enough for you to let it go all the way. But what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to completely abandon it without a plan because if you're not making enough at the small business side of it and you want to quit, which trust me, I want to quit my other one all the time and I want to just jump in full time into the coaching, I know I'm not going to be able to pay my bills. But I do know that at some point, I just have to have the right pieces in place to where when I make that transition, I either have enough money saved up to be able to get me through the few months that I need, or that I've got something on the horizon that's going to continue to build that in, and it's making very steady progress. So hopefully you kind of, some of you that have done this, you understand completely what I'm talking about. Those of you that are going through it, I know that you understand what I'm talking about. I just wanted to take a few minutes because when I read that, I just heard the desperation in this person's question. And what I loved is, because that's what I saw it in a Facebook group that I belong to. And what I loved was listening to, and reading the comments by all these other local small business owners who hopped in and jumped in and gave their encouragement to this person. And with their Me Too moment, if you will, that, you know what? Yeah, I went through this and this is what I did. And you know what? It's long hours, but it's so worth it when you get to the end of it. And you just have to be disciplined and you have to, they just, all the things that we were talking about earlier, these people were in there saying that to this person. And not only was it giving them encouragement, it was also still continuing to give me encouragement as I go through this myself for what I'm trying to do. And I guess I just wanted to turn around and pass along some of that encouragement to some of you that I know are out there trying to do the same thing. It's so much fun building your own business. And it's so rewarding. And some days you're so mad and you hate it so much and you're so discouraged and why am I doing this? I'm not growing like I should. I'm not, you just have all these negative feelings going to it. And then you have days that are completely the opposite, where it's fun, it's engaging, and you know what? You're having a great day with your customers and your clients, and the money's coming in. You've got enough jobs and you're so passionate about it. And, that's just the ups and downs of being a business owner. And it just is doubly hard when you're trying to have this other job that's also competing with that passion for you. But just know that, yes, you absolutely can build a really good, strong local small business while working a full-time gig. And it's just about having a plan and knowing how you're going to get out of it and organizing your time and just making sure that your systems have to be really good. It's the perfect time to put in those good systems because you have to have good systems in place to be able to pull it off. And what business you pick is definitely going to play into that. If you pick a business that you need to be able to do 24/7, yeah, that's the wrong local small business to have while you're trying to work full time. But a lot of local small businesses are flexible. You can do them nights, weekends. You can switch around with your day gig and maybe that's a night gig and you can do business during the day. There's all different ways that you can do it, but don't lose hope. If your passion and goal is to truly build your local small business, trust me, you will do it. You just have to organize yourself. You just have to want it and put the stuff in place. And if you're running into this and you need those words of encouragement, you know what? Shoot me an email at tammy@localsmallbusiness.com. tammy@localsmallbusiness.com. I'd love to try to give you a little bit of that encouragement if you just tell me your story. I'd love to hear it. And by the way, if you have any question that you would like to have featured on a future episode, or maybe you have a topic that you would like me to dive into and talk about a little bit more, once again, just send it over to tammy@localsmallbusinesscoach.com. I love hearing from you guys. And with that, let's see, there was something else I wanted to tell you about. I cannot for the life of me remember what it is. So with that, I am going to go ahead and check out. And, once again, I want to thank everybody. Your support has been wonderful. And, like I said, you have my commitment that this year we're going to continue to make, more and more, resources for you to be successful. I really want to get each and every one of you guys to that $100,000 in take home pay, or more, depending upon where you're at today. If the majority of you, statistically, the majority of people are taking home 35, 50, my goal is to get you to that 100. If you're knocking on that 100 now and you want to keep going, my goal is to keep pushing you over that as well. You have my commitment to you guys. And I look forward to working together. All right. With that, I am going to go ahead and say bye-bye for now. Talk to you next week. Bye. Hey, before you go, I just have one little favor. If you have a subject, a topic, a question that you would like have answered on the show or talked about, please shoot me a message over at tammy@localsmallbusinesscoach.com. Once again, I want to hear from you, so shoot it over to me, tammy@localsmallbusinesscoach.com. Now get out there and kick some butt. See you next time.